Do you ever wake up in the morning and feel like your own body is a stranger? Like your hands are trapped in a claw-like position, and the simple act of pulling up the bed covers feels like a monumental effort? Do you find yourself negotiating with your knees and your hips just to swing your legs out of bed and plant your feet on the floor? If that sounds familiar, I want you to know you are not alone. As a physical therapist, I've had countless conversations with people, just like you, who describe this exact feeling. They call it morning stiffness. But that phrase hardly does it justice. It's more than stiffness. It can feel like a daily prison, one that holds you captive for the first hour or even longer of your day. Now, if you spent any time online looking for solutions, you've probably seen the videos promising the #1 secret to curing your arthritis pain, or the one magic stretch that will fix everything. I'm here to be honest with you. That's not how arthritis works. And frankly, those claims can be misleading and even a little bit insulting to what you're actually going through. Arthritis is a complex condition, and your body is unique. So today, I'm not going to give you a magic trick. I'm going to give you something much more valuable. I'm going to give you a starter kit. This is a gentle, effective 5-minute chair routine designed specifically for those mornings when everything feels locked up and painful. More importantly, I'm going to explain the why behind each and every movement so you gain the knowledge to build your own best morning routine, one that works for your body on your terms. There's a very common and understandable fear that exercising with arthritis will make the pain worse, that it will wear down your joints even faster. But the truth, which is backed by years of research from institutions like the Mayo Clinic and Johns Hopkins, is that the right kind of movement is like lotion for your joints. It's inactivity that truly allows them to stiffen up and become more painful. Think of the cartilage in your joint like a sponge. When you're still, that sponge gets dry and compressed. But when you move gently, you create a pumping action that draws nourishing fluid into the sponge, making it healthier, more pliable, and better able to cushion your bones. Our goal today is to gently squeeze that sponge, to lubricate those joints, and to send a message to your body that it's time to move with a little more ease. This routine isn't about pushing through pain. It's about coaxing your body into a state of greater comfort and mobility. So find a sturdy chair, one where your feet can rest flat on the floor, and let's begin this act of kindness to your body. And just a quick but very important reminder, I am a physical therapist, but I am not your physical therapist. This video provides general information and education, and it is not a substitute for professional medical advice. The goal here is to give you a safe and effective starting point, but you should always consult with your own doctor or physical therapist to develop a comprehensive plan that is tailored specifically to your health needs and your condition. They know your history, and they can give you the most personalized guidance. Always, and I mean always, listen to your body. If any movement causes sharp or increasing pain, please stop immediately. The rule is simple. Challenge, but don't cause pain. All right, let's start with something that isn't even an exercise, but what I like to call a pre-flight check for your joints. This is an optional step, but it's one I highly recommend, especially on those particularly stiff mornings. It's the simple application of warmth. This could be from taking a warm shower right after you get out of bed, or by sitting with a warm heating pad or a microwavable grain pack on your stiffest joints, perhaps your knees or your lower back, for about 10 to 15 minutes before you even begin the movements. The reason for this, as the Arthritis Foundation often highlights, is that heat increases blood flow to the area. It helps relax tight muscles and makes the connective tissues around the joint more flexible and ready for movement. Think of it like trying to stretch a cold rubber band versus a warm one. The warm one is much more pliable and less likely to snap. This simple act of applying warmth can dramatically change how your body responds to the exercises that follow. It's a small investment of time that pays huge dividends in comfort. So, if you have a morning where you feel like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, give yourself the gift of a little heat before you ask your body to start moving. Now for our first official movement. We're going to start from our sturdy seated position with our feet flat on the floor and our back comfortably supported by the chair. We're going to begin with some gentle seated marches. This sounds incredibly simple, and it is, but its effect is profound. All I want you to do is slowly lift your right knee up toward the ceiling, just a few inches, as if you're marching in place while sitting down. Then slowly and with control, lower it back to the floor. Then repeat on the left side. Lift the left knee, then lower it back down. That's it. We're going to alternate right and left for about 30 to 60 seconds. The key here is not speed or height. It's about a slow, deliberate rhythm. The purpose of this movement is twofold. First, it begins to warm up the largest joints in your body, your hips, through gentle flexion. Second, it activates the large muscles of your thighs, the quadriceps and hamstrings, signaling to them that it's time to wake up and get to work. This gets the blood flowing throughout your entire lower body without putting a single ounce of pressure or impact on your knees or your ankles. I had a patient once, a gentleman named Frank, who was terrified to even walk across the room in the morning because of his knee pain. We started his entire rehabilitation with just this: seated marches. He thought it was pointless at first, but after a week, he told me, it's funny. That little march seems to tell my knees it's okay to bend. And that's exactly what it does. It's a gentle negotiation with your body, a quiet, non-threatening wake-up call for your legs. Now that we've started to get the blood flowing in our hips and thighs, let's turn our attention further down the chain to a part of the body that's often forgotten but can be one of the stiffest areas in the morning: our ankles and feet. After a whole night of being relatively still, often with the weight of blankets on them, our ankles can feel incredibly locked up. This next movement is designed to lubricate that ankle joint and improve circulation all the way down to your toes. While still sitting, I want you to extend one leg out slightly in front of you, so your heel is on the floor, or if it's more comfortable, you can lift the foot off the floor just an inch or two. Now, I want you to pretend your big toe is a paintbrush. First, slowly and gently point your toes away from you, as if you're trying to touch a wall in front of you. Hold for a moment, then slowly flex your foot back, pulling your toes toward your shin. Feel that gentle stretch in your calf. Let's do that 5 times. Point and flex. Now, with that same foot, let's paint some circles. Slowly rotate your ankle clockwise, making the biggest, smoothest circles you can without causing any pain. Let's do 5 circles in that direction. Then, reverse it. Once you're done, bring that foot back to the floor and repeat the entire sequence on the other side. Point and flex 5 times, then 5 circles in each direction. As you do this, you are manually pumping synovial fluid, your body's natural lubricant, all around that intricate ankle joint. According to WebMD's guides on osteoarthritis exercises, improving ankle flexibility is crucial because stiff ankles can alter the way you walk, putting more stress on your knees and hips. By doing this simple routine, you're not just helping your feet feel better, you're setting up your entire leg for a better, more stable day of walking. From the ankles, let's move our focus up to one of the primary areas of concern for so many people with arthritis: the knees. The health of your knee joint is incredibly dependent on the strength of the muscles that surround it, particularly the quadriceps, which are the big muscles on the front of your thigh. These muscles act as the primary shock absorbers for your knee. When they are weak, every step you take sends more force and impact directly into the joint itself. That's why this next exercise, the seated leg extension, is so important. Sitting tall in your chair, I want you to slowly and with complete control straighten your right leg out in front of you. Try to make it as straight as you can, squeezing that thigh muscle at the top. But do not snap your knee into a locked position. This should be a smooth, controlled lift. Hold it for a count of 2 or 3 seconds, really feeling that muscle on the front of your thigh engage. Then, just as slowly, lower your foot back to the floor. Let's aim for 5 to 10 repetitions on this side, depending on what feels right for you today. Remember that mantra, listen to your body. If you can only do 3, that's a perfect place to start. Then switch and do the same number of repetitions on the left leg, slow and steady. It's a common misconception that you need heavy weights to strengthen muscles. For maintaining joint health, especially with arthritis, simply contracting the muscle against the weight of your own leg is a wonderfully effective and safe way to build strength. The Arthritis Foundation consistently recommends strengthening the quadriceps to help manage knee arthritis symptoms. This simple movement, done consistently, helps build a natural muscular brace for your knee, making everything from standing up to walking feel more secure and less painful. All right, let's just take a quick pause here. We are halfway through this gentle morning routine. We've woken up our hips with our seated marches. We've lubricated our ankles with those wonderful rotations. And we've just started to activate and strengthen the crucial muscles that support our knees. Take a deep breath. Notice how your lower body feels. Maybe a little warmer, a little more awake. That's progress. That's you taking 5 minutes to care for your body. If you're finding this guide helpful and this approach is resonating with you, I would be so grateful if you took just a single second to tap that like button below. It truly helps this video reach more people, like our friend Carol, who might be searching for a gentle and trustworthy way to start their day with less pain. Thank you for that. Now let's shift our focus from the lower body to the upper body, because we all know stiffness doesn't just live in our legs. Let's address the tension that loves to settle in our neck and shoulders overnight. Many of my patients describe waking up with what feels like a coat hanger of pain across their upper back and a neck so stiff it feels like it's made of cement. First, let's focus on the shoulders. Sitting tall, let your arms hang loosely at your sides. I want you to slowly lift your shoulders up toward your ears, as if you're shrugging. Hold that gentle squeeze for a second. Then roll them backwards and down, squeezing your shoulder blades together slightly as you lower them. Let's do that 5 times. A slow, exaggerated roll, up, back, and down. Imagine you are drawing big, smooth circles with the points of your shoulders. This movement helps to counteract the slumped forward posture many of us fall into, and it releases tension in the trapezius muscles. Now, let's address the neck. From that same tall, relaxed posture, I want you to very gently, and I mean very gently, tilt your right ear toward your right shoulder. You should only go as far as you feel a mild, comfortable stretch along the left side of your neck. There should be absolutely no sharp pain. Hold for about 15 to 20 seconds, just breathing into the stretch. Then slowly bring your head back to the center and repeat on the other side, left ear to left shoulder. The Versus Arthritis organization in the UK emphasizes that gentle neck mobility exercises are key to managing neck pain, as they prevent the muscles from seizing up further. It's so important not to force this. We're just coaxing the muscles to let go of that overnight stiffness. After you've done each side, you can finish by slowly tucking your chin toward your chest, feeling a light stretch down the back of your neck. Hold, breathe, and return to center. This sequence is a wonderful way to tell your upper body that the day has begun and it can let go of that protective tension. And now we arrive at what is for many the most frustrating part of morning stiffness: the hands. We began by talking about that claw-like feeling, where your fingers feel curled and frozen, and your knuckles ache. This last series of movements is about gently and methodically waking them up, reclaiming your dexterity for the day ahead, so you can button your shirt, hold your coffee mug, or grip a pen without that initial agony. Let's start with what I call the gentle fist. Rest your hands on your thighs, palms up. Slowly, curl your fingers into a loose fist. Don't clench tightly. This is not a grip strength test. Just curl them in until your fingertips gently touch your palm. Hold for a moment. Then, slowly open your hand and stretch your fingers out wide, as if you're telling the sun, hello. Feel that stretch across your palm and between your fingers. Let's repeat that 5 times. Next, let's do some finger touches. With your hand open, I want you to slowly bring your thumb to touch the tip of your index finger, making an O shape. Then open. Then bring your thumb to touch the tip of your middle finger, open. Then the ring finger, and finally, the pinky finger. Go through that sequence twice on your right hand, focusing on the deliberate, controlled movement. Then, switch and do the same on your left hand. This exercise, often recommended in hand therapy guides like those found on WebMD, is fantastic for improving fine motor control and coordination. It seems so simple, but on a stiff morning, it can be a real challenge. Be patient with yourself. You are re-establishing the crucial connection between your brain and your fingertips. These movements bring blood flow and lubrication right where you need it most, helping to transform that stiff, painful claw back into your capable, functioning hand. And there you have it, a complete head-to-toe 5-minute routine to gently awaken your body and ease the grip of morning stiffness. We started with the option of soothing heat. We woke up the hips with our seated marches. We lubricated the ankles with those gentle rotations. We began to strengthen the all-important support muscles for our knees with leg extensions. We released the coat hanger of tension from our shoulders and neck. And finally, we coaxed our hands back to life. You've just completed an act of profound self-care. I want you to think of this routine not as a rigid prescription, but as that starter kit I mentioned at the beginning. These are your tools. On days when your hands feel particularly bad, maybe you spend a little extra time on those finger stretches. If your knees are giving you trouble, perhaps you focus on doing a few more of the slow and controlled leg extensions. The goal is to listen to your body and build the perfect 5-minute ritual that serves you best. The 2 most important principles are consistency and kindness. It's far better to do this gentle 5-minute routine every single day than it is to do a strenuous hour-long workout once a week that leaves you sore and discouraged. Consistency is what tells your arthritis that you are in charge. Kindness is what allows you to do it day after day. Remember, this isn't just about managing pain. It's about reclaiming your mornings. It's about being able to get out of bed and not immediately be reminded of your limitations, but instead, be reminded of your power to care for yourself. It's about taking back control one gentle movement at a time. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which part of this routine felt the most helpful for you today? Was it releasing the tension in your shoulders? Was it finally addressing that stiffness in your hands and fingers? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Reading about your experiences not only helps me create better content for you, but it also builds a wonderful community of support right here, where we can all learn from one another. And if you enjoyed this in-depth, no-nonsense approach to managing your health, and you want more trustworthy, practical guidance, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the little notification bell. That way, you won't miss our future videos. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It's an honor to be a small part of your health journey. Be well, stay empowered, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.